Good morning. You know, part of what investors loved about the FANG stocks was that they couldn't even help but grow. They had these magical platforms that could not be challenged very well, and network effects and all the rest of it. Now, that's what regulators maybe are suspect of. How does that play into your assessment of how they're valued and how these stocks can do?
Yeah, the stocks have come down quite a bit from their top, and I own the entire cast of characters. But I'm in really a wait-and-see mode, particularly for the two that I think are going to be the most dramatically impacted with their business models as we go from a public forum to something more private, and that would be Facebook and Google. When I take a look at some of the other ones, Amazon implicated less so. Apple has problems of its own with the natural slowdown in smartphones around the world. And Netflix, again, is facing a full-fledged assault from everybody and their brother who wants to get in video streaming. But I worry most on a regulatory basis about Facebook and Google.
Does that mean that none of that group right now is a good candidate for you in terms of buying at these levels, or would you pick and choose, or how do you play it?
I would pick and choose, and I think I would go forward if I were to add to any of the FANGs with Amazon. You know, Amazon can still make the case in front of any regulator here or abroad that there's such a small part of what they do. When I say what they do overall, globally in e-commerce, and also even though they dominate with AWS and public infrastructure, that's going to be a pretty big market with several viable competitors, including Facebook, which is coming on strong, and Google.
Now, Microsoft, I know, I think your biggest position, and one that sort of trades now like FANG used to trade, right? I mean, people basically all agree, very well positioned, stock keeps going up, not cheap, but now maybe $1 trillion market cap. So how do you view it right now at its current valuation and what it has ahead of it?
Yeah, now, Microsoft, you're never going to be able to make a value case. It has to be a growth at a reasonable price case. And I think ever since Satya Nadella came on board as the CEO in 2014, and the company has essentially become a number two, a very strong number two to Amazon with Microsoft Azure. And I'm bullish that it'll continue to gain some share and that overall pie will get bigger. One of the things I'm particularly intrigued about is what they have just announced in video game streaming. I think a lot of folks don't realize how large that market is and how it's manyfold bigger than box office revenues for movies. And so if you think about Microsoft in that space, they have proprietary content, and now they are going to emphasize their distribution pipe. I think it could be a real growth driver for Microsoft.
All right. Yeah, not the one that everyone has been focused on exactly. Paul, thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Thank you.